Welcome, everyone.
Good morning. We're so glad you're here.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time today for yourself, for a little self-care, a little bit of learning. My name is Jen Roscoe. I'm a counselor with the Montana Public Health Training Center under the Wellness Program. And I am so happy that we are starting back up our series. It's titled Pathways to Wellbeing. And we took a survey from public health, and it sounds like everyone was really wanting more stress management skills. And so the next four classes are going to be focused on stress reduction. Today's is resiliency. And then coming up in November, we got compassion fatigue. That's going to be on the 6th. And then boundaries, which is always a popular class, is on the 20th of November. And then, yeah, we'll crack into December on the 4th, which will be burnout. And then Lydia will be teaching on the 18th, who is our wellness director. So I just want to thank Desiree to start with. Thank you, Desiree, for manning our fun, weird world that we're in.
You're welcome. Thank you for
Zoom.
preparing this beautiful presentation, Jen. So I'm really excited.
Oh, you bet. You bet. Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. I'm just gonna check the chat real quick. Good morning. Oh, it's from you, Desiree. Appreciate that. Okay, so we're recording, and this class is going to be available to you later on our website and also on our YouTube channel. And so if you have to duck out or go to the bathroom or you want to share it with someone else, you'll be able to access it later. So I'm going to just keep rolling as we're going so we have enough time. Um, and yeah, any other housekeeping, Desiree?
Nope, that's it.
Perfect. Okay. Let's see if my computer works. Yay, it does. Okay. All right. So today, what I'm going to go over is, yeah, just what is psychological resilience? I'm just going to briefly skim over what are some different types of resilience. And then it's just this class is going to be full of tips and tools to help you. There's a lot of brain hacks that you can do to shift yourself. And this is constantly helping you put into a growth mindset. And half of the class is really going to be learning and absorbing information. And then at the end of the class, there's going to be time for some rejuvenation. One of the things we heard back from public health is that the mindfulness piece, the meditation piece that we've been consistently infusing in all the professional development, it's just really nice for folks to take a moment in their day, relax, breathe, and just kind of reset for the rest of your week. And so that will be at the end of the class. And know that all of these resources that I have for you are also available later, which I upload to our YouTube channel. So you can plug it into your week whenever you need it. So we're focusing in today on resiliency. And one of the interesting things about resiliency is that a lot of people kind of see it as like an armor, like it's something you have to put up to be moved through the world. And what we found as a counselor and like working with people is that resiliency is really about being able to move through something hard, but also being able to access your emotions and your feelings and tap into regulating. So, highly resilient people are good at regulating themselves through adversity. And so, it's not just like putting up this big, strong armor, like you're so tough, you're going to get through it. It's going to be, you're like a knight or something, but really about being able to navigate and adjust, being flexible, and being able to just recover. And so being resilient, it's meaning specifically in psychology is being able to revise yourself, being able to renew. Um, and we know that there's a lot of different factors that are really helpful that move into resiliency. And one of them is definitely relationships, like having a tribe, having some people to lean into. And so there's some different types of resiliency, and you might be able to relate to some of these. Physical resilience, it's just what you think it is. It really refers to how the body deals and recovers. And physical resiliency, it's something that people can improve. It's not a fixed state. You can certainly move into making healthier lifestyle choices, getting enough sleep, eating, nutritious diet, engaging in exercise. These are just a few ways to strengthen resilience, and it's something you can improve upon. So, mental resilience, we all know that ability to adapt and change, that's helpful. And people that possess this type of resilience, they're flexible. Who do you know that can stay calm in a moment of like stress or even in crisis? So mental resiliency taps into the strength of also problem solving, being able to move forward and remain hopeful even when there's setbacks. And so emotional resiliency, this really involves like kind of what I was talking about earlier, that resilience isn't just about having this tough armor, but being able to move into regulating yourself during stress, emotional regulation. So resilient folks, they're aware of what their emotional reactions are, and they tend to be a little bit more in touch with their inner life. They're able to often kind of tap into a sense of optimism when things are tough, and maintain it. And it doesn't mean that they're just happy, like that kind of toxic positivity. It's more about being able to be emotionally resilient and tap into when it's hard, but being able to shift out of that hard place when there is adversity, and when difficult emotions come in, but also understanding they don't last forever. If you're alive, you have gone through adversity. Adversity doesn't discriminate. Everyone has something that they've been through that's really tough. And so that emotional resilience is a great tool to tap into for yourself. And so social resilience, this is kind of like a lot of people also call it the community resilience, and it really involves being able to be with a group and recover during difficult situations. So, this involves people connecting with others, working together to solve a problem. And oftentimes the problem affects not just the individual, but the collective. And so aspects of social resilience, this includes kind of like coming together when there's a disaster, supporting each other socially, and also like understanding what the risk that a community may face. And this often bonds people and it builds like a real sense of community. Okay. So psychological resilience, like what does that even mean? You know, um, yeah, over time, the stress, it just, it compacts and it affects those four things I just talked about: the mental, emotional, the social, and the physical, your well-being. And so, there's a lot of different dimensions within resilience. And psychologists, they really have found that they agree that it's multifaceted. It's a concept that's both, yeah, you can handle a difficult time, but it's also being able to adapt and be flexible. And so some researchers are really finding that there's these three different modes that people go through. There are these factors that are essential to building resilience. And so the first one you can see here is recovery. And so yeah, it's just what you think it would be. Returning to normal way of life. Um, or, what the pre-stressor was, before whatever the event was that happened. So returning back to what was. But also under resistance, there's this kind of there's limited signs of disturbance following whatever the event was or whatever the stressor was. And then there's the reconfiguration, which is really returning to and coming back as a different person, coming back in a new way. The growth that was gone through, finding stability in like the uncertainty of whatever happened and being able to stand back up and be okay. And so, unlike recovery and resistance, reconfiguration is it's the essential part of the process of transformation. So the person that experiences this, they have somehow found a way to return from the unthinkable. And although their original path was difficult, they come out in a different way and more resilient and stronger. And so I'm going to just jump right into tools because there's so many, and I'm going to just pepper you with a whole bunch today. The first one is a video that I just recently made on resiliency, and I think there's maybe 8 different tools that you can tap into, and so we'll talk about them after I share this. So I'm going to mute myself and get it going. The path to building more resilience is different for everyone. And there are certain qualities that can help you on your journey. Developing resilience is both complex and personal. It involves a combination of inner strength and outer resources. And there isn't a universal formula. Resilient individuals are typically more adaptable, open to new challenges and experiences, and adopt a healthy perspective when they see setbacks as an opportunity for learning. It's important to note that resilience is not a fixed trait, but it can be developed and grown over time. Resilience building skills can be learned. This includes breaking out of negative thought cycles, pushing back against catastrophizing, and looking for the upside. The path to building more resilience is different for everyone. And there are certain qualities that can help you on your journey. Developing resilience is both complex and personal. It involves a combination of inner strength and outer resources. And there isn't a universal formula. Resilient individuals are typically more adaptable, open to new challenges and experiences, and adopt a healthy perspective when they see setbacks as an opportunity for learning. It's important to note that resilience is not a fixed trait, but it can be developed and grown over time. Resilience building skills can be learned. This includes breaking out of negative thought cycles, pushing back against catastrophizing, and looking for the upside when facing setbacks. Highly resilient people are likely to have benefited from a combination of human protective systems, including mindset, self-regulation, adaptability, and more. Identifying your strengths. By understanding yourself, you can help recognize what your core strengths are. Tapping into those strengths
and frequently helping yourself to perform at its best, feel energized, and experience a sense of control during difficult times. Internal and external factors. Internal factors include self-control, the ability to cope, flexibility, adaptability, acceptance, and willpower. Self-confidence includes strength, self-reliance, determination, resourcefulness, perseverance, courage, optimism, and often a little humor. External factors include your personal relationships, your friends and your loved ones, colleagues, and others, purpose and meaning, or things that motivate and inspire you. Our communities and our social supports. Who is your tribe, including people who can empathize with your circumstances and life's challenging moments. Calming coping strategies. Sometimes we find ourselves in tough situations. We don't have the soil we need to grow in, or maybe we are just basically planted in rocks. We may be regrowing from something really traumatic, or even just stuck in a place that's hard. Calming coping strategies include mindfulness, deep breathing, relaxed activities such as walking, yoga, taking a moment to just notice where you are in nature, tuning in to your 5 senses, light stretching, and developing a mantra that works for you. Mindset and the power of positive emotions. When tackling something tough, using the power of your positive emotions can help broaden your thinking and enable you to come up with alternative strategies for problem solving and being more creative. Whatever mountain you are climbing, positive emotions can improve your sense of belonging, help you bond with supportive individuals and groups, and boosting the sense of accomplishment and ideas for purpose. Optimism is your ally. Ongoing active engagement with trusted friends helps us when we move through something that's hard. We feel less isolated, and it helps us adopt a flexible mindset as well. This helps us stay strong within our relationships. Connections with family and friends and people that see you and support you can be there for you when you need it and bring comfort and guidance when things get tough, and reminding you that you're not alone, even when it's stormy outside. We're all carrying a heavy pack in our life, so it's helpful to make time to connect with others that can support you when you need it. Participating in physical activities. Another strategy in building resilience is being more active. This can help manage and reduce the impact of stress, along with improving your self-confidence and your self-esteem. Exercise can provide a foundation for coping with stress and adversity. While physical activity can also help manage stress, it can improve your ability to be resilient through problem solving, identifying and analyzing and breaking down problems that come into your mind. People often come up with solutions while walking or biking. You also get the added benefit of dopamine release, which helps us feel good inside. The good news is that you can grow your resilience by choosing and practicing actions, behaviors, and attitudes that will help you be stronger. What are resiliency strategies that your family taught you? Who do you know that is resilient? What resiliency strategies are you already good at?
All right. So let's just pause for a sec. There was a lot of tools and tips that were offered. I just want to check in and see, what do you notice from the video? These were some of the key points that were gone over: identifying your strengths. What are things you've already built up? What are things that you know that you're good at? Um, what are your internal and external factors? So the internal part of you, the part that you can tap into. And also external factors are our friends, our connections, our tribe, our people. What are some calming and coping skills that you know work for you? And what are some that you may be curious about that you'd like to maybe learn more about or just try? Emotional regulation is threaded throughout that video. Being able to calm yourself, being able to allow feelings to rise up and then move through them. Self-care, how you can take care of yourself through eating well, taking care, sleep, your social support, and also at the end, physical activities. And so, yeah, let's just check in, and you can put it in the chat if you want. What are some things that you are good at, and what are some things that you're curious about? And so, I want to open it up and just invite the group, everyone here. What do you notice? All right. Well, I'm noticing that most of the screens are blackened, and that's fine. Sometimes it's nice to just come to a class and just absorb and listen. So if you want, you can write down for yourself what are some things that are helpful for you that you want to tap into, and throw it in the chat. And I can't see the chat, unfortunately, since I'm sharing my screen. Desiree, is there anything in there?
Yep. Susan Erickson really enjoyed the video and the use of the outdoors to illustrate the concepts. What great adventures, she said. And
Hmm.
also challenging ourselves to try new things, take on one of our goals.
Nice. Lovely. Well, thank you so much for that feedback. Yeah, challenging ourselves and our goals. Yeah, that is taking the time to do that. And we live in Montana, so all of those places that I filmed were in Montana, and we have access. A lot of us, we live here because of the access to this beautiful state. And I just do want to just let you know that the big mountain I was climbing was the tallest peak in Montana. That was Granite in the Beartooth, which is stunning, so special and amazing. Um, but yeah, is there another one in the chat?
Rob said, I'm good at knowing when I've had enough people time and when I need more. And another person, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. I love to work out, and that helps me start my day positively and having a good, positive friend to bounce things off of.
Oh, yeah. Oh, both of those are such great creating resiliency strategies. So knowing when you've had enough time, that's like a boundary. That's a skill that a lot of us weren't taught from our family of origin. And so knowing when you're good, you've had enough, it's time to move on. We all need some time alone to rejuvenate and fill back up our well. Also, the one about working out, it's true. If we work out in the morning, that is just, it's science. They know that that creates dopamine within your body and it'll help you feel good. And there was something about bouncing off that, yeah, you're able to shift you said from a positive friend, as I remember, Desiree. Yeah, cool. Anything else? Okay, sounds good. Well, let's keep going. Um, let's see. Computer, are you working?
Oh, there's a couple more.
Oh,
Community is a
okay.
big one for me from Eva. And
Okay.
um, to be honest, I'm very exhausted with this word. I've now taken countless resiliency trainings. I'm very tired of being strong and resilient. I just want to rest, and that is the self-care I want to lean into.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thanks for bringing that up. Well, first, I'm going to just say community and check in with that one. Um, Community is huge. It's one of the main factors that they found in research, that having your friends, having a support system, having people that you can lean into is really important. And then to go back to the other one, yeah, like it's so exhausting. This word resiliency, it is a buzzword. And like I said earlier at the beginning of the training, a lot of people, we associate it with putting up this armor. Like we have to be so tough, and we have to move through everything and just be so amazing and strong and be good at everything. And really being able to rest, being able to move into self-care, finding other strategies that are soft, that helps us recover as well, and then we can move through whatever is hard. So I appreciate you bringing that up. Anything else? Okay, great. All right, well, let's keep moving on. The next tool and strategy I want to share with you is this is just two tools within the realm of resiliency. And one of them is an external tool that you can use externally, which is actionable steps. And the other one is internal. And so I like to always constantly give strategies that, like, one is something you can do in the outer world, and then one is something you can do inside your head. And so let's start with this one.
Hello and welcome. My name is Jen Roscoe. I'm a counselor with the Montana Public Health Training Center under the Wellness Program. And today's tip and tool is focused on resiliency in the workplace. Okay, so we all face change and uncertainty, and it's easy to spiral into what ifs. What if I fail? What if I can't cope? What if my efforts aren't even recognized? These thoughts are often based in the past from a lived experience that may not even have to do anything with workplace. So this mindset can get us kind of stuck in a loop, and it can move us into worry and doubt. But there's good news. You can shift yourself and foster some resilience and also some proactive action. So sometimes you just got to take action. Sitting down and writing a to-do list can really help. This often can transform worries into actionable steps. So let's say you have the thought, what if they reject my proposal? Then you can reframe that. One option is to say to yourself, I'll seek detailed feedback. I can refine my proposal. I can resubmit at an opportune time. Implementing this strategy can help you move from a state of paralysis into one that feels a little bit more empowered and also proactive engagement. What ways do you boost resiliency? Let us know and check out our website. We have more tips and tools on the Montana Public Health Training Center under the Wellness Program.
All right. Okay, so those were two-step resiliency tools that you can use. And yeah, I just want to throw it back out there. Every time I share a tool, I want to pause and have you reflect on what you notice. Is this something that you'd be willing to do? Where have you done this in the past? And you can write this in the chat again about when was the last time you took an actionable step? And this is really something counselors, we do this with clients often, because sometimes it feels so big, everything that you have to get done. It's overwhelming. And so actionable steps can really help you to kind of line it out, and you're just going down the ladder or up the ladder, whatever like metaphor works for you, going through each door and checking out what you can do in that moment. It's like when you have to move and the house is there's so many boxes, there's so many rooms, and just like breaking it down. Okay, today I'm just going to work on the drawers, in the bathroom. So figuring out just things, and then it puts it in perspective, and it doesn't feel like your body is just like you're drowning. Yeah, so anything in the chat, just checking in, Desiree.
Yep. Susan stated, even if my day isn't that busy, writing a to-do list helps me keep it all in a healthy perspective. And
Ah,
Bridget wrote, learning how to say no to something that I truly don't have time for or that doesn't bring me any joy. That's a good one. They're both good.
oh yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, first I want to just check in with that first one about if you're not busy, even if you're not like having so much to do, just writing it down. This often makes us feel like we have a little bit more control within our day too. And isn't it just delicious to check off a list? It feels so good to scratch it out or put your X or however you do that. um, and then the saying no piece. I mean, what again, this taps into boundaries and knowing how to say no to something that it doesn't feel good in your system. And I love that you use the word joy because it's true. You have the choice. You get to choose how you want to feel and what feels good for you. Yeah, I appreciate both of those. Okay, so reframing. One thing I didn't really go into, these are made for 1 minute reels for social media. So it's hard to like compress all the stuff in there. But the one thing that is threaded through that is that the reframe is an I statement. And so anytime you create an I statement about something, you are being able to shift yourself into saying that this is true for you. I can do this thing, or this is something I can do myself. It switches, it's a brain hack for moving you out of blame of the other, like pointing the finger at other people, like it's you or it's their fault or it's the system or whatever it is. We can move into that pretty easily. Instead, it's a redirection and it's a pivoting to focusing on what you can do, and that's what you have control over. So reframing is a pretty cool trick and tool for helping you move through something that you might not want to do. Okay, any other things in there, Desiree? Okay, nice. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay. And let's see, I'm pushing play. Here we go.
Hey, my name's Jen Roscoe. I'm a counselor with the Montana Public Health Training Center under the Wellness Program. And today's tip and tool is focused on resiliency. So the tool I have for you today is to replace the word but with the word and. I just got to practice it. I just hiked over the Swan Crest back here, and I noticed that when I moved into a growth mindset, it was through using and statements. So when you say 3 and statements in a row after you said something negative, you can help your brain patterns shift. So one example is this. I was like, oh, I'm getting so tired right now. And the food's going to be so good. Yeah, but my muscles hurt right now. And I've done hard things before. And look around. This is so beautiful. So give it a try. When you say and 3 times with positive statements, you can help shift your brain pattern and feel better. Give it a shot. Thanks.
Okay, so but versus and is super powerful. Who here has tried to kind of replace but with and? It's kind of tough. It's like so ingrained in our verbiage, and we all say it. And when you practice it really can help you shift within your system. And so the cool thing about research is that they found that this is another brain hack of replacing but versus and. It also helps people move into taking back feedback in an easier way. So if you're a supervisor, someone that's in charge, using and statements is a lot softer with giving critical feedback to your team. Um, Another one is called yes and statements. And so yes and is another thing you can do if something tough happens. One of my examples is driving, you're in traffic, someone cuts you off. And so, yeah, that can like kind of ruin your day, your moment, and then it can stay with you the whole rest of your day. And then you're just kind of stuck in what happened earlier in the day. And so feeling the feelings first is key. That's acceptance. So noticing, yeah, that person just cut me off. That sucked. I mean, oh my gosh, my nervous system's jacked now. I feel, a little bit out of control. So feeling those feelings first, allowing the feelings, and then finding a way to do a yes and. Yes, that just happened, which is the acceptance piece. And um, I'm glad nothing happened. And um, I'm pretty impressed with my reaction skills today. I'm like pretty on top of it driving. And maybe they were heading to the hospital and they were in a rush. Who knows? So this is a brain hack that they found can help people shift into a growth mindset. And then you're not just stuck in that feeling of being like angry at someone you don't even know for something that happened. Feeling the feelings first and figuring out three statements or that how you're okay on the other end of the stick. And so these are some cool some growth mindset tricks. All right, so let's check in and see what people notice about that. Has anyone been practicing or trying to do replace but with and, or is anyone experienced someone that's good at this and they get to be on the other end of the stick of someone that isn't saying but statements all the time, but is being really mindful about the way that they speak? All right, anything in the chat, Desiree?
Nope, not right
Okay,
now.
that's all right. Well, this is something to just kind of chew on, and yeah.
Oh, there are some statements. Hold on.
Okay, okay.
Rob said, I missed how and is a better word than but.
Oh, you missed how it's better.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
sure.
they're
Yeah.
both followed by a positive statement, I don't see the difference.
Okay. Yeah. Let's thank you for bringing that up. Um, so but statements, can you see the screen where it says, "Oh, Jeff, I love you too." But so oftentimes but when people hear anything nice and then they hear but, they don't hear anything that was nice before that. They only focus on the but that comes after. So in the cartoon, you can see she's about to say, "Yeah, I love you." But, maybe she lists all the ways that he's annoying. And so typically we have a negative bias within our system and we will focus only on what people say that it's negative. I mean, I could have a friend for 20 years and then she could do one thing wrong and I will just focus on that. That is our negative. We naturally do that. Everyone does this. And so if you want to give feedback to your team, you can come to them and say, "All right, team, I'm noticing that we have this deadline, and I'm really proud of you all, and it's coming along. But if we don't do this, we're gonna cut some positions." So that would bring alarm to the team. And even though the person said that everyone's doing a good job, they're only going to hear what the but is afterwards. So if you have to deliver some news that's tough, an and statement is so much softer. Oh, Jeff, I love you too. And I'm thinking that we just need some time right now to be apart. So, and is just another way to replace and give feedback that's just a little bit softer. Is that helpful? Okay. Um,
There are a few
yeah,
more.
yeah.
So Susan stated, I noticed my supervisors in my practicum use and. And Stephanie stated, I've always been an and person. Having my teenage son practice it also helps me continue to use it. It's hard to do. And Rob said, thank you for the explanation. That's helpful.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah, those 1 minute reels are really hard to get all the information in. So, but yeah, really cool that other people are feeling like they are people that use this, supervisors, for your practicum. It is a mental choice. It is a tool that you have to practice because it is just so ingrained in us to use the word but. And so, yeah, using it with a teenager, you are way ahead of the game. Like, if you're doing that with teens, that's amazing. And that is going to be an incredible skill for them moving with the rest of their life. So yeah, I mean, teachers are being trained in this now. It's becoming way more mainstream within communication and emotional intelligence and statements. Yes, and is really cool too. You can do it with your team in the morning. There's a lot of different like uh, little games you can play and stuff. And if you're in theater, you already know about yes and. Okay. All right. Anything else, Desiree? Okay. Oh.
Yes, yes, I'm talking with my mic off. Sorry. Leanne said, I have been putting off community outreach to promote my program. I struggle with the apathy that I receive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's hard because when you want to do community outreach, it's like, oh, this is opening the doors for everyone to come and complain and bring all the information. Um, yeah, and it sounds like you're aware of it. That yeah, that is a struggle.
Leanne also just tried this with her thinking and she felt a shift. So good things.
All right. Oh, thanks for sharing, Leanne. And yeah, I just want to like put it out there like I appreciate your vulnerability. Like here we are in this weird Zoom place and being able to share something that's tough, but also noticing a shift within yourself. Awesome. Yeah, so practice it. Put like and on a little sticky note around the house, or a yes and then it might come into your thinking a little bit more about when your partner won't flush, like put down the toilet seat. It might be able to help you shift in that moment. All right, so I'm looking at the time and I want to keep going because it's really important that you guys have some rejuvenation before you get back to work. So I'm going to keep moving. And this is the last tool I want to give you. And I just want to share that this one is really helpful for shifting as well, because knowing what we can control and what we can't control is key. Hello and welcome. My name is Jen Roscoe. I'm a counselor with the Montana Public Health Training Center under the Wellness Program. And today's tip and tool focuses on what you can control and what's out of your control. And so noticing what you can control versus what you can't control. This is just a tool that counselors, we use this with our clients all the time to help them move into acceptance, to help just release more anxiety and fear. And so you can take this moment to maybe get out a sheet of paper and draw a circle. In the inside of the circle, you can write down all the things that you can control. What do you notice? On the outside of the circle, you can write down the things that are outside of your control. So typically things that are outside of your control are the weather, politics, traffic, your kids, your partner. I mean, really, it's just about everything externally is outside of your control. And so what we can control is actually our own responses. What our boundaries are, our thoughts and our actions, goals that you can set, and what you give your energy to. And this is so helpful to understand because when we move into understanding that the way we treat ourselves, the way we speak to ourselves, and how we handle challenges, this will help us move into feeling more peace and relaxation, calmness. You're going to focus inward on what you can control. And this moves us into self-responsibility, This is where all your power lies, is how you feel. And you have the choice. Every day before you wake up in the morning, you can lay in bed and decide, how do I want to move through this day? What are the thoughts I want to feel? And just take a moment to find those feelings, feeling into how you'd like to be in that moment. Let's say it's calm and confidence. So take a moment to just close your eyes and notice where calm is in your system. And notice where confidence is in your system. And we're all different. So notice where you hold emotions and how you can thread them to your own behavior. And if you practice this in the morning, noticing what you can control, which is yourself, you can activate how you want to feel and how you want to move through your day and take control over how you are. And this moves us out of default behavior. This moves us into responsibility. If you can figure out ways to move through the world and not get knocked over by everything external that's outside of yourself, then you're going to feel a lot better. Okay, thanks for tuning in today. There's more tools and tips on our website, on the Montana Public Health Training Center website under the Wellness Program. All right. So, there we go. Yeah, so that is a huge skill, is choosing how you want to feel and how you want to move through your day. So you have the choice in how you want to feel and move through the day. And, sometimes that day sucks and it's going to feel a little bit better to just sleep in and take care of yourself and do some self-care. And that's okay. We don't always have to put on our armor and face everything head on. And so the more that you take care of yourself, the more your resiliency will be higher. And so I just want to take this moment to say that you have been resilient for a long time. Some people say,
Resilience is
I'm not resilient. I don't feel like I can go through hard things. And I just want to take this moment that you taught yourself how to speak. You taught yourself how to sit up and roll over and put food in your mouth and walk and move through the world. So of course we can't remember learning these things, but we did them. And it's amazing that we have been doing this for a long time. So I just want to acknowledge that you guys all have been resilient for a long time. Okay, so let's take a moment now to soften and just relax. I'm going to set up the mindfulness now, which is a meditation specific to resiliency. And this is just a time to give your brain a break. You can reset your nervous system by breathing. You're going to help regulate yourself and then move into your afternoon feeling a little bit more rejuvenated. So just go ahead and get comfortable, and I'm going to get this going.
Hello and welcome. My name is Jen Roscoe. I'm a counselor with the Montana Public Health Training Center under the Wellness Program. Today's mindfulness is going to be focused in on building resiliency or tapping into resiliency that you've already built. And so I'm just going to invite you to get comfortable wherever you are. You can sit down, you can lay down, you can hold a soft gaze or close your eyes. Wherever you are, just find a comfortable position that feels good for you. And let's go ahead and just settle in. So we're just going to begin with breathing. So allowing yourself to just settle into the space you are. And just allowing your breathing to get regulated. As you're settling in, just allowing the top of your forehead to just let your eyebrows just relax. Allowing your face muscles to just soften. Allowing your chin and your jaw to just drop and let go. allowing your shoulders to drop and letting your arms hang heavy. Allowing your chest all the way down to your tummy to just soften, allowing your belly just to be. Noticing your sit bones and just allowing yourself to ground into the place you are, letting your legs relax. And however your feet are touching the floor, allowing the floor to rise up and meet the bottoms of your feet. And just noticing you're feeling grounded in the place you are. You're feeling safe, you're feeling secure. And I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And with that breath, just allowing yourself to sink in a little deeper into the place you are. And again, this time, the breath starting at the top of your head, pulling that breath in, up to the crown of the head, and then allowing the exhale to just flow down your body. And as you settle into the space, I'm going to invite you to think of a time where you were resilient. And you made the choice to move through that moment and tap into a part of yourself that you could rely on. And so I'm going to invite you to find that feeling within your body. Allowing that feeling to fill up and move all the way up to the top of the crown of your head. Allowing that feeling to move down to the bottoms of your feet. Allowing that feeling to move down your arms and radiate from your fingertips. And just allowing yourself to feel resilient and strong, feeling powerful, feeling connected to who you are. So knowing where this place lives in your body, Now I'm going to invite you to think of something that's coming up in the future, something where you think you're going to need to tap back into that feeling of resiliency. Wherever that emotion may live, see yourself now in that future moment, how you want to move through it, and feel into the feeling that you've already activated.
Okay, I'm going to invite you to slowly come back into the here and now, and just allowing yourself to take a deep breath in, maybe stretch your arms, wiggle your fingers, and come back into the room. And knowing where that feeling of resiliency feels in your body. And sometimes it's helpful to put your hand on that place, whether it's in your shoulders or in your chest. It might be in your feet, wherever that feeling may live, knowing that you can have access to this part of yourself for something that's coming up in the future. Okay, so just a quick review. We went into a lot of different things today. What is psychological resilience, the 4 types, many hacks that you can tap into, tips and tools, and then also our rejuvenation to end today. And I just want to throw out there that we have a wellness interest survey out there for fostering well-being. We really want to put together a really good wellness program for you guys. And I think Desiree has something for you with that. I have a lot of resources for you that are available if you want to learn more about building resiliency. There's assessments you can take on resiliency. And I think a really great book is called What Abby Taught Us. And it's about a researcher who has a PhD in resiliency, basically, and her 12-year-old daughter is killed in New Zealand. And she has a great practical book about moving through adversity. But yeah, I just want to thank everyone for attending and appreciate all the information that everyone shared today and the vulnerability. And there's always so much wisdom in the room. Desiree?
Yes, please return to the portal. Maybe a little bit later this afternoon, Jen will have some more training resources uploaded, as she said, and then also evaluation. If you would really please complete that evaluation. And if you have any questions, let us know. You can also download a certificate of attendance, so you can have that for your files for this training. And of course, any questions, let us know. Happy to answer.
Awesome. Thank you all for taking the time today. It's like self-care, learning, and some rejuvenation. So I hope to see you in this is a bi-weekly class, so we're going to be cranking it out again. The next one is in November. It's on the 6th of November, and it's focused on compassion fatigue. So yeah, get your whole office in there. It's at 10 a.m. and I hope to see you. Thank you so much for coming, everyone.
Have a great day.